Well, hello. Today they announced the nominees, this year's nominees for induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and let me give you a little list. This is okay. Here are the not. And this year's nominees. The list of the nominees for induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this year are as follows: Pearl Jam, Tupac Shakur, Depeche Mode, Electric Light Orchestra, James Addiction, Janet Jackson, Journey, The Cars, The Zombies, Yes, Bad Brains, Chaka Khan, Chic, Jay Giles Band, Joan Baez, Joe Tex, whoever the fuck that is, Kraftwerk, MC5, and Steppenwolf. Now, of those bands, you know, MC5 and Steppenwolf, okay, you know, and Joan Baez has influenced a lot of people. Joan Baez is not really my cup of tea, but whatever. Bad Brains, okay. I like Pearl Jam. James Addiction is okay. Electric Light Orchestra, Journey, The Cars, yes. Nah, I don't know. Okay. But, there are bands that haven't even, that weren't included on this list this year, that haven't even been inducted yet. Bands that go all the way back to the 70s. Bands like Thin Lizzy. Artists like Thin Lizzy and, you know, Ted Nugent and, you know, Iron Maiden and Motorhead and Judas Priest and tons of other bands. I can't think of it at the top of my head, but anyway, so the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has proven once again that they suck, basically. And the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, everyone has known that the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is a fucking joke for years. Everyone has known that for years, you know. And they especially the voters in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, the people who vote on who gets inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, it's obvious they don't even like hard rock or metal. This is bullshit, and it's, you know, and it's a bunch of bullshit right there. And so this just goes to show that the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is bullshit, right? It took like 11 years for Black Sabbath to get inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It took even longer for Kiss to be inducted. Meanwhile, who got inducted before Kiss? Neil Diamond. Neil fucking Diamond. Yeah, cause, you know, when I think of rock and roll, I think of Neil Diamond. Yeah, oh yeah, he just epitomizes rock and roll, doesn't he? You know, Sweet Caroline. Oh yeah, rock on, dude. Yeah, you know, yeah, he's much more deserving to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame than Kiss. The fact that Neil fucking Diamond, got inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame before Kiss did. Kiss was a band that Kiss is like Kiss Kiss are like rock and roll icons, but Neil Diamond gets inducted before Kiss does. That just goes to show you that the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is a fucking joke and it's fucking bullshit. They don't, and of course they don't even like hard rock and metal. And you know, I'll tell you right now the reason why they don't like hard rock and metal. Because the people who founded the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and the people who vote in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame are a bunch of old hippies, you know, and they don't like metal and they don't like Black Sabbath because Black Sabbath, the entire concept behind Black Sabbath was to rebel against everything that hippies stood for. So of course these old hippie Rock and Roll Hall of Fame voters and people like Jan Wenner and people like Dave Moss, of course they're not going to like metal. Of course they're not going to like hard rock because bands like Black Sabbath rebel against everything that these assholes stood for. You know, so of course they're not going to. So of course they're going to wait over a decade to induct Black Sabbath into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Of course they're going to wait years to induct Kiss in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, because they hate hard rock and metal. That's exactly why they're not getting inducted. Or they'll induct bands that they'll induct bands that have respect among panty-waist rock critics. These panty-waist pussy rock critics, like AC/DC and Metallica and Guns N' Roses. I'll give them credit for inducting those bands in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but it's fucking bullshit that it took years for Kiss to get inducted. Meanwhile, Neil Diamond gets in, and it took years for Deep Purple to get inducted. It took years for a few. It took years for. Was Alice Cooper inducted? Hold on here. So it took years for Alice Cooper to get inducted. Meanwhile, they induct, Neil fucking Diamond, which is bullshit. And they still haven't inducted Thin Lizzy. They still haven't inducted Iron Maiden and Judas Priest and Motorhead, and bands that actually influenced Metallica. They induct Metallica before they induct the bands that influenced Metallica, which is retarded right there. That is fucking retarded. So Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, they're a bunch of pussy ass, a bunch of beta males who don't like hard rock and metal, and and of course, three of my personal favorite bands, Slayer and Anthrax and Megadeth, they haven't been inducted yet, and I don't expect them to be inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame I don't expect those three bands to be inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame anytime in my lifetime. So they'll probably induct Michael fucking Bolton before they induct Slayer. So that goes to, so the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is bullshit, and they're a joke, and they're almost as bad as the Grammys. A couple of years ago, the Grammys, when they had a Grammys telecast, and they did the in memoriam segment of the Grammys telecast, they didn't even bother to mention Jeff Hanneman. Meanwhile, who does get a mention? Some loser from that one-hit wonder from the early '90s, Criss Cross, that lame-ass rap group from the early '90s. The bunch of one-hit wonders, Criss Cross. Yeah, one of the losers in that band died, and he got mentioned in the in memoriam segment of the Grammys telecast, but not Jeff Hanneman. And so, yeah, because, Criss Cross resonates much more with people than Slayer, What was Criss Cross's biggest contribution to music? Oh, they wore their clothes backwards. Oh, that was the biggest contribution to music. They wore their clothes backwards. One of those most retarded fashion trends of all time. That was their biggest contribution to music, and a member of that group got mentioned in the in memoriam segment of the Grammys telecast, but they didn't even bother to. But Jeff Hanneman's name didn't even turn up. This is fucking bullshit. And, so it's a bunch of bullshit, and they have like no respect for hard rock and metal. The Grammys have no respect. The Grammy voters have no respect for hard rock and metal, and neither do the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame voters. Because they're a bunch of, like I said, they're a bunch of old hippie cocksuckers. So, fuck both the Grammys and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as far as I'm concerned. And I remember about a decade ago, I think if I were a member of a band, and if I were the lead singer of a band and my band got inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I would do exactly the same thing that Johnny Rotten of the Sex Pistols did like 10 years ago when they were inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. When Sex Pistols back in 2006 got inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but they flat out refused to show up, and Johnny Rotten even wrote a letter saying essentially that the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is a bunch of bullshit, and they're a fucking joke, and it's a bunch of bullshit. And Johnny Rotten was right. And if I were a member, were a member of a band, and if I were an artist that was inducted, if I was an artist that was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I would do exactly the same thing Johnny Rotten did. I would tell the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame to go fuck themselves, because the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame ain't worth shit. They're a bunch of bullshit, and they ain't worth shit, man. And they're a fucking joke, and they're stupid. So, you know what I would do? You know what I would do? I would start my own Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I would start the Hard Rock and Heavy Metal Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And it would only be hard rock and metal bands, and it'd be those bands that the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has ignored for the last few decades, and it would be a big middle finger to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And it'd be the Hard Rock and Metal Hall of Fame, and the you know, the Hall, you know, the Hall, and the Hard Rock and Heavy Metal Hall of Fame would resemble like a satanic church, and it'd be fucking awesome, and it'd be everything that the official Rock and Roll Hall of Fame isn't, and it'd be cool, and it'd be awesome, and it'd be a big middle finger to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, because they're nothing but a bunch of panty-waist pussies who don't like hard rock and metal. They can go fuck themselves. So that's basically all I've got to say about that. You know, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is bullshit, and that's basically what I'm saying. And that's all I can think of saying right now. So I'm done, and you know, I've made my point, in that's just the truth. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame sucks, and you know, they can suck my dick, they can kiss my ass. Okay. All right.